Hello, my beautiful air elemental energies. This is Ashley, and this is your June 2020 air element reading. So, we're going to go ahead and start off with the very first card. And this is coming from, let me see if you, it's kind of wonky, sorry. This is coming from my Messages with Fairies deck. And it is the Sun card, and it also says your son is watched over and protected as he explores his world. So maybe you've been worried about your child. Maybe it's just his energy. Maybe he's a little different. Maybe he's not as normal as society maybe wants or thinks, which isn't. It's definitely not an issue, but I feel like you still worry. But look at that. He is always going to be protected. He has the little wings on him representing he's the fairy. So you're going to have a lot of magical energy around your son, helping him be protected when you're not around, or those you trust that are around. He's got a little frog. You can tell it's definitely a water baby. Very adventurous, out in the wild. So that is that card. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the second card. This is from my Sacred Circle Celtic deck. It is the High Priest. And for him, sorry, it looks a little wonky. I don't... there we go. Fixed it a little bit. Sorry. Anyway. You do have all the greenery here. You've got, I don't know what these are called. They look like sunflowers, but they're actually a little bit different. I'm not sure of that flower, but that's kind of what they remind me of. Maybe, what are they called? I can't think of the name. Maybe you will. But I see a lot of yellow. I see a lot of happiness here. The sun and the greenery will help with that card. So maybe you're needing a very high power male energy in your life, maybe for guidance, maybe you need it for spiritual reasons or doubts. You know, High Priest is just like the High Priestess, very spiritual, divine person that a lot of people in the Wiccan or pagan types of communities go to. They're like, I wouldn't say they're gods, but they're high up there on those levels. And I feel like you need to search out someone to help with whatever issue you're having right now with this before card, this one, and with some of the surrounding, because we have actually a lot of male energy and it kind of closes into a female energy. So maybe you're having some issues with male energy right now. You're not balancing out with that female, having the yin and yang thing, having the male and female balance in your life. Maybe it's more male empowered, or maybe you do need more male empowerment in your life. But from someone very spiritual, I say. So, these cards came out for my, oh, I forgot one. I thought it looked weird. Sorry. This is Justice. And this is representing balance. Again, what I was just talking about, female-male balance. And actually, it's quite funny. You can see the male and female here. Again, wait for the end of the video. I will have all stills of every single card, so that way you can look at all the details closer and see if anything resonates differently with you. If so, leave them down in the comments and let me know. But here you have like this very picturesque, this is what I'm getting. Very picturesque life that you want. Serene, peaceful, quiet. And you kind of see all the things happening down below it. You've got a bunch of animals. You have a bunch of boulders almost. Fruits and things like that. And here it's very interesting. Like I was talking about with the female-male energy, you know, this looks like a little chief man over here. Sorry, you can't see it. Oh, hang on. Let me see if I can fix this. Nope. Sorry. Again, I'll have stills, but there's a little man over here, very solo. I picked that up as a higher energy male, very spiritual. Maybe that's who you need for answers. But it's so crazy. Female and male energy with all this underneath you. Once you kind of rise up into this picturesque scenery that you need in your life, once you make that connection, things are going to change for you. The balance is going to be there. And I don't know, I feel like there's a block maybe with this air element. Maybe some of you are having some blocks with the balance. Usually when I kind of get speechless, that's usually what happens. There's a block and my intuition really can't go forward with this just because of that. So hopefully it resonates with you and all the other corresponding cards, but that's definitely what I get as the message. But I'm also getting there's a very big block. So you probably don't have balance and you don't have the justice you need in your life for that balance either. So something maybe has happened to change the way of your thinking, or maybe you're angry with something. Whatever it is, try to heal from it. Seek out higher help. Again, from a male energy, maybe a Native American, shaman for a healer, high priestess for a healer, things like that. Seek that person out. Maybe talk with them. Maybe a little consultation will help unblock whatever this energy is I'm feeling that is really stuck with you guys right now. Alright, so we're going to move on to my past life deck. Now this usually pertains to past life in other lifetimes you've had before your current one, and these can be blocks for this lifetime. So we got the Father card, we got the Egypt card, and we've got the Authority Figures card. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the Father card. And what I get from this is there's conflict here. Even though it looks very loving, that's not actually the energy that I'm getting. Maybe you've had father issues, maybe you had in a past life of your own, maybe you've had a father that's passed away suddenly or something like that. Something of this nature to cause you blocks in your life now with your own father. And this is something that you wanted. You wanted that love, you wanted that support, and it wasn't always there. So now in this lifetime, until you can heal from that energy, again, a lot of male energies, and you'll see again into the next coming cards, that sort of thing as well. But I feel like you have an issue somewhere in this. And I don't feel like this is a good energy as far as your father's concerned. I feel like it is a deep rooted block from, the past. Do some shadow working for your life now. Do some healing meditation, cleansing. I would say definitely sitting outside when it's breezy and just feeling the air upon you as your air element, and just feeling that stuff fly away, fly off of you, come off of you, and focus on those kind of things. So we're going to move on. Egypt is your next card. And usually when I get cards like these, it's because you had an Egyptian past life. So maybe you relate very much with the Egyptian culture, different things like that. Like I do as well. I'm an earth element, but I have the Eye of Horus on my back for protection. But I also have that balance of between Ra and Horus, as Horus is the sun god and Ra is the moon god, which is quite funny because for me personally, I'm more drawn to the moon. So maybe that's what you needed out of this message, is to again look for that balance, which is really weird. Honestly, it's really weird, but that's what I'm getting. Look into the depths of this culture, this time in life in the past that we had, and maybe there's some things resonating with you. Maybe you've thought about this. Maybe you've wanted to go to Egypt. Maybe you have family that has come from this Egyptian background, and that's kind of where you need to go in your roots. So I would look there. Now this one, authority figures. This means in your past lives you've had issues with authority figures. You didn't like taking commands from higher authority figures. You know, whether it was police, whether it was from your parents, or in this case I feel like father over here. You didn't take demands. You didn't like it. So in this present life of yours, you probably feel the same way. You feel like maybe there's no trust here in the authority figure realm, like it should be. And again, this kind of justice thing, it's, you know, it's here too. Your justice is up here with this balance card. I feel like you don't trust those types of people to do the right thing because they have that authority over you, whether it's to make you do things or whatever. You're not that kind of person to just bow down and deal with whatever it is you're being told to do if you don't want to do it. So keep that in mind, because that could cause blocks in your life, maybe fears or phobias of that kind of nature. So keep those things in mind as well. And then again, more male, the green man, synergy. And you see a great abyss over here, kind of greenery, of connecting with that earth element. Maybe you have someone of that nature that you need to connect with, or you need to go outside and connect with. Gardening, hiking, camping, anything outdoors. I feel like also, kind of like I said before, going outdoors with the wind blowing and cleansing yourself. Come to the woods. Come to somewhere secluded where it's just you. You don't have to think about anything else, and just tap into that. I really do feel like there's a lot of answers that will be told to you by doing this. Alright, so we're going to move on to the card from my Universe Has Your Back deck. And I'll go over some things in a second, but it says, the moment I realign with love, clear direction is presented to me. But can y'all see anything within this card? I see a couple things, actually. I see what looks like two faces facing each other. Actually, almost like they're 2 and 2. So you'll be able to see in the clear shot, but you can see kind of like the darker watercolor almost looks very female, and then the lighter one that goes almost looks very male, and they're mirrored together to show that balance, and they're in between each other to also show that balance. Now, if you study in certain areas of spirituality, you'll know that usually the woman is shown as light, and the male figures are shown in dark, like black colors, vice versa, that yin and yang. So maybe you don't have the balance here that you need to fully love yourself, because you feel like you have to be on both sides, when really it really needs to be mirrored, and it really needs to be balanced and understood between the two. And here's that full circle. And I feel like there's also a lot of feminine. Okay. So up in here, I also see very feminine parts. So this isn't wrong. You definitely need to reconnect with your feminine side. I see a lot of male energy maybe dominating you, and you really need to reconnect with that and also have balance, if that makes sense. If it does, leave it down in the comments. So the last two cards come from my Goddess on the Go deck. And here they are. So we'll go ahead and read the first one. And again, this is really funny because it's air element. I am choosing to see my challenges as my highest good. And that is an amazing phrase, but also, do you see what I see? You see a little bit of the swirls. You see her dress flowing. You see the wind. Again, kind of going back to getting inside of nature and really just letting that wind sweep you away and cleanse you. And it's very, very much here. So definitely really consider that. Even if it's for 10 minutes, 30 minutes, it doesn't matter. And so here's where the female energy comes in. I am the beauty of the goddess. This is also showing the balance. You've got the sun and the moon up here. It's kind of showing everything full circle. I feel like there's a few things going on, but I feel like, again, this reiterates that balance. And once you kind of balance out that male energy, you're going to feel more feminine with yourself. Once that dominance is balanced out with you, or you regain that femininity with yourself, it'll help kind of counteract that male dominance in your life. And it's going to be an amazing energy. That's all I have to say. So I'm going to give you an overview of the actual cards, and be sure to wait till the end and look at all the cards and their still shots, because you'll get to see all these details I'm talking about. And leave your comments below with how you're feeling, how you like this reading, and I will see you beautiful air elements in the next video. Y'all have a bright and blessed June 2020. I will see you guys later. Bye.